Alright, let's go. Number 10. The Methuselah Star. In the constellation of Libra, about 190 light-years from Earth, sits a star that is arguably the most annoying object in modern astrophysics. Its official designation is HD 140283, but astronomers call it the Methuselah Star, and for a very disturbing reason: it appears to be older than the universe itself. Here's the problem: we have a very precise measurement for the age of the universe. Thanks to the Planck Space Telescope's observations of the cosmic microwave background radiation, we know the universe was born via the Big Bang approximately 13.8 billion years ago. This is a hard limit. Nothing in the cosmos can be older than the cosmos itself. It is a fundamental logical necessity. A child cannot be born before its mother. But HD 140283 does not seem to care about our logic. This star is a subgiant, moving at a blistering 800,000 miles per hour through our galactic neighborhood. It is an ancient relic composed almost entirely of hydrogen and helium, with very little iron or oxygen, the heavy elements that are forged in later generations of stars. By analyzing its composition and luminosity, astronomers in 2000 calculated its age. The result was 16 billion years. That is physically impossible. It implies the star was burning bright 2 billion years before the Big Bang occurred. Panic ensued in the scientific community. In 2013, the Hubble Space Telescope was used to refine the measurements, hoping to make the impossible go away. They recalculated the distance, the oxygen abundance, and the stellar dynamics. The new age came in at 14.46 billion years. While this was closer, it is still older than the universe. The only way physicists can sleep at night is by applying a massive uncertainty margin of 800 million years, which barely, just barely, allows the star's age to overlap with the universe's age if you squint hard enough. But the tension remains. This star stands as a glowing, defiant paradox, suggesting that either our understanding of stellar evolution is deeply flawed, or worse, our calculation of the universe's age is wrong, and the cosmos is far more ancient and mysterious than we dared to imagine. Number 9. The Hercules Corona Borealis Great Wall. If you look at the universe on a large enough scale, it should look smooth. This is called the cosmological principle. It states that matter in the universe is distributed evenly, homogeneous and isotropic, when viewed at a grand scale. Because light takes time to travel and the universe has a finite age, there is a theoretical limit to how big any structure can be. Based on the speed of light and the age of the universe since the Big Bang, physics dictates that no structure should be larger than 1.2 billion light-years across. Anything bigger simply would not have had enough time to form. Then, in 2013, astronomers mapping gamma-ray bursts discovered a structure that shattered this rule. They found a colossal filament of galaxies, a superstructure held together by gravity, that is not 1.2 billion light-years wide. It is 10 billion light-years wide. This is the Hercules Corona Borealis Great Wall. It is so large that it spans more than 10% of the entire observable universe. To put that in perspective, if you traveled at the speed of light, it would take you 10 billion years to cross it, essentially the entire lifespan of the universe. Its existence is a violation of the standard model of cosmology. According to our simulations of dark matter and gravity, there has not been enough time since the dawn of time for a structure of this magnitude to assemble. It is like finding a fully grown oak tree 5 minutes after planting an acorn. The Great Wall should not be there. It challenges the very idea that the universe is uniform. It suggests that, on the largest scales, the cosmos is lopsided, clumped, and broken in ways Einstein's equations cannot explain. We are looking at a titanic fossil that simply is, or does, despite the fact that physics says it cannot be. Number 8. Hoag's object. Galaxy formation is generally a violent, messy process, involving collisions and gravitational shredding. We understand spirals like the Milky Way, and we understand elliptical blobs. But then there is Hoag's object, discovered in 1950, which looks less like a galaxy and more like a deliberate artificial construction. Hoag's object is a perfect detached ring. In the center there is a ball of yellow stars, billions of older suns. Surrounding it is a vast ring of young blue stars. And between them, nothing. Just a near-perfect circle of darkness, a void 70,000 light-years wide where almost no stars exist. It looks like a cosmic eye staring back at us. The physics of galaxy formation cannot explain this. Usually, Ring galaxies form when a smaller galaxy punches through the center of a larger one, like a bullet through a target sending out a ripple of star formation. But if that happened here, where is the bullet? There is no second galaxy nearby. There is no debris trail. There is no evidence of a collision. It is a galaxy without a past. It sits in the constellation Serpens Caput, isolated and alone. To make matters even more unsettling, if you look closely into the gap at the 1 o'clock position, you can see another tiny ring galaxy in the far distance, perfectly aligned inside the first one, a ring within a ring. Hoag's object is a ghost galaxy. The mechanism that created it seems to have vanished, leaving behind a geometrically perfect structure that defies the chaotic, violent nature of the universe. It is a lonely, silent anomaly that refuses to fit into any simulation we have ever run. Number 7. The CMB cold spot. When we look at the cosmic microwave background, the afterglow of the Big Bang, we see a map of the infant universe. It is a map of temperature variations, showing us where matter was slightly denser or slightly hotter. These variations are tiny and random, distributed normally across the sky. Except for one spot. In the southern hemisphere of the sky, there is a massive region, about 1 billion light-years across, that is significantly colder than everything else. It is roughly 70 microkelvins colder than the average. That sounds small, but in the context of the early universe, it is a gaping chasm. According to the standard model of physics, the probability of a fluctuation this large and this cold happening by random chance is less than 1.85%. It is statistically impossible for this spot to exist, based on standard inflation theory. Astronomers tried to explain it away as a supervoid, a massive empty space between galaxies that drains energy from light passing through it. But studies in 2017 showed that there are not enough voids in that direction to account for the coldness. The math does not add up. This leaves us with the most terrifying theory in cosmology. Theoretical physicists like Laura Mersini-Houghton have proposed that the cold spot is a bruise. It is the remnant of a collision. Not a collision between galaxies, but a collision between universes. The theory suggests that our universe is just one bubble in a vast, foaming multiverse. Billions of years ago, another universe bumped into ours, leaving a permanent scar on the fabric of space-time that we see today as the cold spot. This impossible object might be the first physical evidence that there is something outside our universe, something massive enough to leave a dent in reality itself. Number 6. The impossible early galaxies. In 2023, the James Webb Space Telescope turned its infrared gaze toward the dawn of time, looking back to just 500 to 700 million years after the Big Bang. Astronomers expected to find small baby galaxies, messy, dim blobs of gas just starting to form stars. Instead, they found monsters. JWST discovered 6 massive galaxies that are as heavy and mature as our own Milky Way. She's but existing at a time when the universe was less than 3% of its current age. These galaxies, officially termed universe breakers, contain as much mass as 100 billion suns. This is a catastrophe for astrophysics. According to the standard model of cosmology, lambda CDM, there was not enough normal matter in the early universe to clump together that fast. It should take billions of years of gravity pulling gas together to build galaxies of this size. For these galaxies to exist 500 million years after the Big Bang, they would have had to convert almost 100% of the available gas into stars with 100% efficiency, instantly. That violates the physical limits of star formation. Stars push gas away when they ignite. They regulate their own growth. These galaxies seemingly ignored the laws of thermodynamics and gravity, growing to impossible sizes in an impossibly short time. Their existence suggests that the early universe was not the dark, gradual awakening we thought it was. It was fully formed, bright, and massive almost immediately. It implies that our timeline of the universe is fundamentally broken. We are looking at adults in a nursery, and we have no idea how they got there. Number 5. The OMG particle. We are constantly bombarded by cosmic rays, high-energy protons flying through space, but there is a theoretical speed limit for these particles known as the GZK limit. The physics is simple. Space is not perfectly empty. It is filled with the photon glow of the Big Bang. If a cosmic ray travels too fast, over 5 times 10 to the power of 19 electron volts, it will crash into these photons, lose energy, and slow down. Therefore, no particle from deep space should be able to hit Earth with energy higher than this limit. And yet, on October 15, 1991, the Fly's Eye Observatory in Utah detected something that should not be possible. A single proton struck the atmosphere with an energy of 3 times 10 to the power of 20 electron volts. This is millions of times higher than anything the Large Hadron Collider can produce. They called it the "oh my god" particle. To understand this energy, imagine a baseball traveling at 60 miles per hour. Now pack all that kinetic energy into a single subatomic proton. This particle was traveling at 99.999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999% the speed of light. If this particle raced a beam of light across the entire galaxy, the light would win by only a few millimeters. The existence of the OMG particle violates the GZK limit. It implies either it came from a source right next door to our galaxy, or the fundamental laws of special relativity break down at high energies. Since 1991, we have detected a few more of these ultra-high energy cosmic rays, including the recent Amaterasu particle in 2021. They seem to come from the local void, an empty region of space. Something invisible, out in the nothingness, is firing particles at us with impossible energy. And physics cannot explain how they survived the trip, or what is launching them. Number 4. Tabby's star, KIC 8462852. Stars are simple engines. They shine. Sometimes they pulsate. Sometimes a planet passes in front of them, blocking a tiny fraction of light, usually less than 1%, for a few hours. This is regular. This is predictable. Then there is KIC 8462852, known as Tabby's star. Discovered by citizen scientists in the Kepler data, this star behaves like nothing else in the galaxy. It does not just dip in brightness, it crashes. In one event, the star's light dropped by 22%. A planet the size of Jupiter would only block 1%. To block 22%, you would need an object half the width of the star itself. Furthermore, the dips are random. They are not periodic. They last for days or weeks, and they are asymmetrical. The light fades slowly and returns quickly, or vice versa. Natural explanations fail one by one. Is it a swarm of comets? You would need hundreds of thousands of giant comets, all perfectly aligned, which is statistically absurd. Is it a dust cloud? The star shows no excess infrared heat, which dust always emits. This forced astronomers to consider the forbidden hypothesis, an alien megastructure. In 1960, physicist Freeman Dyson theorized that advanced civilizations would eventually build vast solar arrays around their stars to harvest energy, a Dyson sphere. If such a structure were under construction, it would look exactly like Tabby's star, massive, irregular panels blocking huge chunks of light, with no natural infrared signature. While scientists are cautious, the behavior of Tabby's star remains unsolved. It defies the physics of stellar accretion disks and planetary orbits. It looks exactly like what we would expect to see if someone were disassembling a solar system to build a machine. Number 3. The dark flow. We know the universe is expanding. Imagine dots on a balloon being inflated. Every dot moves away from every other dot. That is the Hubble flow. But in 2008, astronomers discovered something moving against the flow. They found that hundreds of massive galaxy clusters, huge distinct islands of matter, are all streaming in the same direction at a staggering 2 million miles per hour. They are not moving randomly. They are flowing toward a specific patch of sky between the constellations of Centaurus and Hydra. This is the dark flow. According to gravity and the distribution of mass in the observable universe, this motion should not exist. There is nothing in the visible universe massive enough to pull these clusters with such force. The Great Attractor was once the suspect, but the dark flow moves past the Great Attractor as if it is not even there. The terrifying implication is that the source of this gravity lies outside the observable universe. Physics tells us the observable universe is a bubble with a radius of 46 billion light-years. We cannot see past it. But the dark flow suggests that there is something massive, immensely massive, lurking just beyond the edge of our vision. It is tugging on our universe, so dragging our galaxies toward it. It suggests that our universe is not an isolated system. We are being pulled by a monster in the dark that we will never be able to see, a structure so large it tilts the cosmos itself. Number 2. The vacuum catastrophe. This is widely considered the most embarrassing failure in the history of theoretical physics. Quantum field theory implies that empty space is not empty. It is seething with virtual particles popping